Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. So we are going to continue from the previous lecture, which was to find the Fourier transform of some useful functions. We have already found the Fourier transform of the rectangular function. Now we are given an example 3.3 to find the Fourier transform of the unit impulse signal. And we know about the unit impulse signal. This is the graph of the unit impulse signal. Now we are going to find the Fourier transform. We know that the formula for the Fourier transform is g of omega integration from minus infinity to infinity the function g of t multiplied by e power minus j omega t dt. Now in this case our function is the unit impulse signal, which is denoted by delta of t. So I'm going to replace delta of t here in place of g of t. So this will be delta of t e power minus j omega t dt. Now the delta of t exists at t is equal to 0. So we are going to use the property of the impulse signal. Whenever any function is multiplied with the impulse signal, the result is the value of that function at a point where the impulse signal exists. In this case, the impulse signal or the impulse function exists at 0. So we are going to have g of omega is equal to, we are going to have e power minus j omega into 0, which means we are going to have g of omega is equal to 1. So the Fourier transform of the unit impulse signal is 1, and I can plot it over here. If you want to plot it in the frequency domain, I can plot it like this. So this is my 1, and throughout the range we have 1 over here. Next example is to find the inverse Fourier transform of sigma of omega. Now we know the formula of inverse Fourier transform. So I'm going to write solution over here. The formula for the inverse Fourier transform, we have already seen the formula for the inverse Fourier transform, which is equal to g of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi integration from minus infinity to infinity g of omega, where g of omega is my function and e power j omega t d omega. So here g of omega is the delta of omega. So we are going to replace this over here. So g of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi, again integration from minus infinity to positive infinity sigma of omega e power j omega t d omega. Again we are going to use the property of the impulse signal, that any function multiplied by the impulse function is equal to the value of that function at a point where impulse function exists. This impulse function exists at omega is equal to 0. So we are going to have g of t is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi, and we are going to have e power j omega into 0. So e power j omega 0 is actually e power 0, which is 1. So we are going to have g of t is equal to 1 by 2 omega, 1 by 2 pi. So the inverse Fourier transform of delta of omega, that is the impulse signal, is equal to 1 by 2 pi. So let me represent it over here, that 1 by 2 pi and sigma of omega are the Fourier and inverse Fourier transform of each other. In frequency domain, if we have sigma of omega, in time domain we are going to have 1 by 2 pi. Similarly, if we have this is our omega, which is the angular frequency domain. In frequency domain we are going to have 1 and sigma of delta of f. So you need to remember these 2 points as well. Next example is to find the inverse Fourier transform of delta omega minus omega naught. So now we have shifted impulse signal, which is shifted in frequency domain, and we need to find the inverse Fourier transform. Again we know the formula for the inverse Fourier transform. So if we are finding the inverse Fourier transform of the function, for example this thing, we know the formula. The formula is again 1 by 2 pi. We are going to write the function in the range of integral is from minus infinity to infinity. We are going to write the function, the g of t, which is omega minus omega naught, and then we have e power j omega t d omega. This is the formula of the inverse Fourier transform. Again we are going to use the property of the impulse signal. This will be 1 by 2 pi, and this function multiplied by this will be equal to the value of that function at a point where impulse function exists. Here the impulse function exists at omega naught. So this will be equal to e power j omega naught t. So the Fourier transform of delta of omega minus omega naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi e power j omega naught t. So I am going to write over here that the Fourier transform of delta omega minus omega naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi e power j omega naught t. Similarly, if we have sigma, we have delta of omega plus omega naught. Then we are going to have the Fourier transform, inverse Fourier transform of this function will be equal to 1 by 2 pi e power minus j omega naught t. So if we have a plus over here, we are going to have minus over here, and if we have a minus over here, we are going to have plus over here. And this can be also written as that e power j omega naught t and 2 pi into delta omega minus omega naught are the Fourier transform of each other. So we can convert from time and frequency domain, we can transform the domains. So this is one of our formulas. Now if we are looking for a frequency domain, in frequency domain we can say that this is our angular frequency domain. In frequency domain we are going to have e power j omega naught t, and this inverse Fourier transform is going to be delta f minus f naught. So there will be no 2 pi in that case, in case of the frequency, that is the f domain. Then we have example 3.6 where we need to find the Fourier transform of the cosine function, which is cosine omega naught t. Now we know that cosine omega naught t is actually equal to e power j omega naught t plus e power minus j omega naught t divided by 2. So it means that the Fourier transform of this signal will be equal to the Fourier transform of these signals. I can write it like this: cos omega naught t is equal to e power j omega naught t divided by 2 plus e power minus j omega naught t divided by 2. So if I am looking to find the Fourier transform of this function, which is the cosine omega naught t, then I have to take the Fourier transform of this function as well as this function. So we are going to have the Fourier transform of e power j omega naught t divided by 2 and the Fourier transform of e power minus j omega naught t divided by 2. Now we know the Fourier transform of e power j omega naught t is 2 pi, and this thing 2 pi into delta omega minus omega naught. So this will be equal to 1 by 2 pi into delta omega minus omega naught bracket close, and this will be equal to 1 by 2 into 2 pi delta omega plus omega naught. This 2 will be cancelled with this, and we are going to have the Fourier transform of the cosine function will be equal to pi delta omega minus omega naught plus pi delta omega plus omega naught. So this is in omega domain. So this is the Fourier transform of cosine omega naught t. So this is in omega domain, that is in angular frequency domain. And if you want to find it in the simple frequency domain, simply divided by 2 pi. We are going to have 1 by 2 sigma f minus f naught delta f minus f naught plus 1 by 2 delta f plus f naught. This is going to be the Fourier transform of cosine 2 pi f naught t. So let me name it as equation 1 and equation 2, and you can also plot this in frequency domain. So if we have a frequency domain, this is my frequency domain. If this is my angular frequency domain, that in that case, if this is my angular frequency domain, we are going to have the amplitude of pi and pi for the omega and omega minus omega naught. So we are going to have omega naught and we are going to have minus omega naught, and we are going to have two impulses. Both impulses amplitude is going to be equal to pi. The amplitude of both the impulses is equal to pi, and this is my in angular frequency domain. But if I want to plot it in the simple frequency domain, I can also do that. So this is my g of omega. But if I want g of f, then I can also do that. So in that case, we have 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. So we are going to have impulse of 1 by 2 at a frequency of f naught, and a frequency at the frequency of minus f naught we are also going to have the impulse of 1 by 2. So these are going to be my two impulses. So this is going to be, the amplitude is 1 by 2, so this is going to be my g of f. Thank you.